Penn State team that's really playing hard despite injuries that they've had to their starters. We had so many good performances tonight, but I'll start with Hannah Stuelke. 85% shooting from the field. She had the second most points of anybody in an Iowa jersey. Megan had one more. She missed that one free throw.
She was tired.
Yeah. Kate Martin, I thought, played really well. 75% shooting, 16 points, 16 rebounds. That's amazing. Caitlin sets a Carver Hawkeye Arena record for most assists in a game. I thought Sida Folter played really well, has 10 rebounds for us, is perfect from the line, had some really tough defensive assignments that she did a really good job with. So some really great individual performances out here tonight, and just a lot of fouls. Long game.
How's Molly?
Molly's been sick. She didn't practice yesterday. We thought she might be able to go today, but you could just tell in her eyes she couldn't do it. And Sid went in and did a really good job. Kylie got a lot of extra minutes tonight too. So both of them did well.
Hannah, you were kind of frustrated after Ohio State just because free throws and everything. What does this do for your confidence?
Well, I think my confidence is going to come up a lot. I know now I can be more aggressive offensively, so that's exciting. My free throws still aren't where I want them to be, but I can keep working on that every day.
Hannah, you grew up coming to a lot of games here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. You have a night like this where you set the Carver Hawkeye Arena record for the women's basketball team. I mean, what's it mean for you to do this personally in a place where you watch a lot of games growing up?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I remember watching Megan and seeing her score so many points, and now I'm the one that the little girls look up to, and I think that's just amazing.
Hannah, it looked a little rough down there. Were you going to be sore tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm sore already.
There was a good stretch there where it seemed like every possession was going to you. What is that like when you're just putting up basket? I think you had like 15 points at halftime, so over 30 in the second half. Just what was that stretch of time like where you were just getting the ball every possession?
It was a lot of fun. My teammates did a great job of getting me the ball. I had some mismatches in there, so yeah, it was fun.
Hannah, you were 1 point away from the program record, and on the last play, it seemed like you weren't really looking for the ball. Did you know that you were that close to the program record, and did you want the ball in that last play?
No, I didn't know. No.
Now that you know, did you want it now?
Yeah, let's go back.
Hannah, refresh my memory. 44 against Kennedy was your high school best?
Yes, 44 in high school.
Senior year?
Yes.
Okay. How does this compare? Just bigger crowd, different circumstances. How does this compare?
Yeah, it's just crazy. This is such a bigger stage, a so much bigger stage, and
Lisa, everyone is tracking Caitlin's record so closely. Do you tell her today, like pregame, hey, why don't we focus on passing the ball inside?
No, I didn't say anything to her like that. We're just really trying to win a game. That's all that was on our mind. I don't even know how many more points. I can do the math. I can do that afterwards. But
everyone in this room could tell you.
Okay. Well, it's like it's going to happen. So to me, that's not important. It's important to win this game.
Lisa, if Caitlin was in here, the first thing she'd mention would be her 12 turnovers. Probably not her best game this season, but what can you say about the rest of your team, whether it's Hannah or you mentioned Kate, Sid, everyone else being able to step up in a really high-scoring game? In other years, in a game this high-scoring, Caitlin would have had to go for like 45.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so pleased with all of them, but Caitlin again had some amazing assists. I mean, running the floor, Hannah was incredible running the floor. So I mean, and we just have people stepping up. Addie went in and did some good things. Sid did some good things. Gabby had a big three for us. But it's really good to see us be able to have contributions from other people other than just Caitlin.
Coach, if you had your druthers, would you rather she break it national TV on the road or on Peacock at home?
I would rather have her break it at home just because I think our Carver Hawkeye fans deserve that. But believe me, our number one priority will be to win the game at Nebraska.
Lisa,
any special plans in place once Caitlin breaks that record? Everybody's closely tracking it. They're saying Sunday, possibly February 15th.
Right.
Any big plans in place just in case?
Yeah, there are things, and I can't remember what they are right now. But we do have some things. Again, that's just so far back in my mind. But I know our marketing department has been preparing. We've kind of been advised that we shouldn't stop the game. We've been advised that by the officials, so we'll live with that, and maybe I'll call a timeout. Who knows?
Coach, I was told in the hallway after the game that Sharon was going to come in late in the game, but she said no, she wanted to see if Hannah could hit 50. I mean, that says something about this team, right?
That's the culture of our program. I mean, Sharon here, she has an opportunity to go in. She was a starter at the beginning of the year, and she instead wants, Hannah to have this record. I can't express to you enough how much this team cares about each other, looks out for each other, and that's what makes it so fun to coach them.
Lisa, you guys held Ashley Lucy to 415 shooting. Really played good defense overall in terms of their shooting. Just what did you guys feel like you did well on the defensive end tonight?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job until we started fouling in the fourth quarter. But there's 71 free throws shot in this game, 38 in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I felt like it changed the way the game was being called. It's a little bit frustrating, but again, I think we made her work for her points. She had to get to there was no way she was scoring unless she got to the free throw line, basically.
Hannah, how were you able to get down court way before the Penn State kids could sort of turn and get there?
I kind of just turn and go. I did track in high school and I was really fast, so yeah, just turn and go and get down there as fast as I can.
And it was like, I'm sorry, you go ahead, Jillian.
Caitlin's record is 46 when you got to 47. It looked like she mentioned something to you, what she said?
No, she just has a lot of confidence in me and she wants me to keep playing at my best, so she just keeps building me up.
Can you tell us what she did say? I saw her kind of get in your face there as you walked out of the game. What did she say to you?
She said, I expect you to do this every game.
Lisa, you talked a little bit, and you've talked all season, actually maybe your whole career, about culture and how big that is. The fact that you have the superstar player doing something, has so many people, and yet this team just embraces her. There's no she gets too much attention. I know that's a lot to do with your culture, her personality, but also the personality of your kids. I wonder if you could kind of reflect on that.
Yeah, there's so many things that go into that, Michael. It's not only, I think it's our culture. We really praise the assist. One of our values is everyone matters. And it doesn't matter to us if you're the leading scorer or if you're a person that seldom gets off the bench. To me, everyone matters. And it's one thing to have that pasted on your wall, it's another thing to live it. And I think our team lives it. And we really, in the recruiting process, talk a lot about that with our recruits so that we recruit the same type of value kids. We don't want kids to want to come in here and just want to be a basketball player and have everything run around them and not really care about the touchy-feely stuff. We like the touchy-feely stuff. We think that when players are emotionally invested, that they will play harder, that they will look out for each other a little bit more, and I think that's what we try to tap into is the emotional part of this game, not just the skill part. Certainly that's a huge part of it, but I give so much credit to Caitlin for that, though. I mean, she is first of all, she earns every respect by the way that she performs and the way that she practices. Her extra shots that she gets in. And she doesn't act like a prima donna. I mean, she just doesn't. I just wish that everybody could see, behind the scenes how she is, because she's so far from a prima donna. And I think that everybody on our team respects her and just admires the way that she treats them. For example, on her birthday, she got everybody else shoes, Nike shoes. And so she's just a very thoughtful individual.
Lisa, along those same lines, so she only had 6 second-half points tonight. Did you feel like maybe a switch was flipped where she kind of felt like this was maybe Hannah's night, so she kind of started deferring to her there in the second half?
I don't know if she thought that, but knowing her, she could have, because she remembers everything about a game. I've never known a person that has such a good memory about how a game flows and what they, the sequence of a game. But possibly she also wasn't shooting the ball as well as she's capable of shooting, and so went to do some other things, got to the free throw line, got her assists, got other people involved, which you love to see out of a player.
Lisa, you mentioned all the fouls, especially late in the game. How did you feel like your team handled all the stops and starts? I mean, Penn State kept it, right around 10 points for a while. Just how did you feel like they handled, being able to still close out the game?
Yeah, I think it was getting it's getting late, everybody's thinking that, right? Like it's getting late. This is really long, but it was kind of a little bit frustrating, but I think our team, we just kept talking about just stay in the moment. We can't control what you can control, and that is staying in the moment and not worrying about the officiating or anything like that. And so, no, I mean, nobody likes to watch a game that there's that many free throws shot, right? I mean, it's not fun. So, but at the same time, again, we can't control that.
What enabled you guys to finally just sort of pull away enough?
Say that again, Susan.
What enabled you guys to get separation from them?
They hit a lot of threes in the first half, right? I mean, did they have 11 in the first half? They averaged 9. They had people step up and make threes that don't make threes. And so, yeah, you go by statistics, right? I mean, number 1, Allie had made 1 3 all year. She hits 2 against us. There's another player that had went 0 for, number 7, Grace Hall. She had not made a 3 all year. She makes 1. Number 10 had made 5 on the entire year. She makes 2 on us. So it's one of those things, you go statistically, right? You try to play statistics a little bit. It didn't pan out in the first half, in the first quarter. It did for the rest of the game, pretty much.
Lisa, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but at one point, Caitlin's going to have to decide whether to stay or go professional. Once she becomes a lead scorer, what legacy will she be leaving behind for this basketball team?
Oh, her legacy, I mean, obviously when you're, I fully intend that she will be the leading scorer of all time. I mean, that's amazing, but I think people are going to remember her not only for her scoring, but her passing. I mean, she's almost reached 1,000 assists. I think there's only 5 other players ever that they've accomplished that. So being an all-around player like that is what's amazing. But I also think the specialness of the way she scores, the logo threes, people are going to remember that. It's just unique. And I also think people will remember how she's elevated our game, how she has been a role model for all these kids that love to watch her play, and how she's just brought an excitement to women's basketball like no other.
Lisa, before Caitlin got here, this state has supported women's basketball. You know that too, Hannah, because you're a native. Why does Iowa love women's and girls basketball so much? Not just here, but everywhere.
Yeah, I think it goes back to it's just, it's ingrained in our culture here in Iowa because we've had basketball here since the 1920s. I mean, that's unheard of. And then there was the 6-on-6, right? And that was very, very popular. And also you have Christine Grant, who was gender equity, Title IX, and really promoted women's sports. So I think there's a lot of reasons why this state embraces women's basketball and women's sports.
What do you think, Hannah?
Yeah, I totally agree. You said that beautifully.
Coach Bluder, you were still in the Valley, I believe, for Jackie Stough's first 3 years.
Yes.
I had a chance to talk to her the other day, and all of us talked to Kelsey Plum. Both of them talked about nerves, and Kelsey even said the chase was one of the worst times of her life. Caitlin seems to, none of that's the truth, almost like she's having the time of her life doing it. Why do you think she's been able to not, the nerves and the negative of it hasn't seemed to got to?
No, this is the time of her life. She's enjoying every minute of it. And, I don't want to take anything away from Kelsey or Jackie because I respect both of them so much. I coached Kelsey in USA basketball. I coached against Jackie many, many times. So I respect both those players, but I think individually we're all different, right? And some people may find that as a, pressure, but there has been no burden to Caitlin with this. And I've said she's just busting it down. It's no burden. She's having fun with it. And I credit her maturity so much for that.
Lisa, describe what it's been like on the road. They support women's basketball here, but to see people in Wisconsin wait for hours in 28-degree weather, to see DC wait in line for hours, to see viewership at a record, to see attendance at a record, to see sold-out arenas. What has that been like?
It has been so much fun. I mean, we get the opportunity to do this, right? Where, our team is kind of like the Beatles, and it's fun. It's really fun. Who would not want to enjoy that? So, a little bit of a tangent on this, though. Why do people not reserve ticket like Iowa? At Iowa, I'm so proud of us, the way we handle our fans. We are we embrace our fans. We have reserved seating for our fans. You go to other places and it's all general admission. People have to line up 8 hours, 6 hours before a game. That's not treating your fans very well. If you want fans to come to your game, you gotta cater to them a little bit. At Iowa, we do, and we have the best Carver cones too. So.
Hannah, are you too young to understand the Beatles reference?
No, I know who the Beatles are.
Hannah, speaking of fans, your parents are two of the most entertaining people in the stands. One, do you ever glance up at them? And two, what does it mean? Everyone says, I'm the biggest fan of their kid, but those two are Hannah Stuelke fanatics. What does it mean to have them?
I think it means a lot. They've been like that since I was little. They've always supported me and supported the rest of our teammates too. They cheer for everybody. They're amazing. I love them a lot.
Did you hear the crowd chanting your name?
Yes.
What was that? What was that feeling like?
I was trying not to smile out there on defense, but I think I felt special. So I think it was really cool.
When during the game did it feel like this was a really special game for you? When did it dawn on you?
I don't know. I don't think it has yet. So maybe tomorrow I'll be like, oh my goodness, I did that. So.
A lot of players get in the zone and they just don't remember what they did. Do you remember the whole game?
No.
Hannah, you said, Caitlin said to you, do this every game. Do you see her as a mentor?
Yes, absolutely. I think she has the most confidence in me as anyone. And she always wants me to be at my best, and we just have that love.
Lisa, I think this is the first time since November of 2022 that Caitlin hasn't been your leading scorer.
Wow.
And as much as we've talked about this, to have the consistency, not just to be spectacular sometimes, but night after night.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's so many things that impress everybody about Caitlin, but her consistency is off the charts. I mean, for her to do this day after day, night after night, sold out arenas, chasing records, for her to be this consistent is incredible. Everybody has a bad night, right? We all have bad nights. Caitlin doesn't have any bad nights.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.